This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Swing over to ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E, to check out their Wellness Wednesday discount offerings, where you can take 20% off all orders over $50 of select wellness products like sour watermelon gummies from Plus, CBD lip balm from Kanuka, and CBD vape pens from Select CBD. Just use the discount code GOOD, as in the opposite of bad, to knock 20% off Ease's already affordable prices. If you're lucky enough to live in a part of California where Ease is active and it's during legal delivery hours, you could be less than an hour from taking delivery and just minutes away from getting your order in. Discover just how easy Ease makes California legal marijuana delivery by opening up ease.com. Big thanks to everyone over at Ease for the support that makes today's show possible. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Wednesday, September 12th, 2018, and you're tuned in to episode 569 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. The Associated Press has a great long-form story that kicks off our day today as they take a look at the testing situation for legal California cannabis. As reported, almost 20% of all legal marijuana products tested in California since July 1st have failed testing, with some category verticals faring worse than others. For instance, the failure rate for edibles, candies, and tinctures has been closer to 33% of all tests. Like everything in life, the understory to the headline is more complex, though, as there are lots of criticisms flying around the state saying these standards are both too strict and too lax. This is a story that you just need to open up and read no matter where you do business. It's likely that as federal prohibitions start to fall away, national testing laws will be devised using state programs as examples, so it behooves industry folks everywhere to have a good handle on how things are going for testing in the larger, more prominent legal states, and California certainly qualifies as that. Oregon Public Radio has some good news in a piece about a lawsuit recently dismissed that had been filed against the state of Oregon by one of its counties seeking to impose severe restrictions on state legal marijuana. Oregon's Josephine County filed the lawsuit against the state in April, claiming that laws allowing for legal adult use marijuana were a violation of the Federal Controlled Substances Act. Thankfully, U.S. Magistrate Judge Mark Clark ruled against the county, finding that it had no legal standing to file the lawsuit in the first place. Furthermore, Judge Clark took the opportunity to chastise Josephine County in his final ruling, writing, quote, "The county merely seeks to limit the use and production in rural residential zones while continuing to allow marijuana use and production in other instances. Apparently, the county is only worried about aiding and abetting federal felonies on certain kinds of land and not others." Unquote. Judicial burn. We wrap up today's top stories with a quick update on things in Michigan, where on Monday, the state announced it would be extending a September 15th deadline by which hopeful marijuana dispensaries are to be licensed, though initially officials did not say when the new deadline actually was. Yesterday, the Michigan Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs laid out details for the extension, which now gives wannabe licensed shops until December 15th to get approved by the state. There are some caveats with that, though, as some dispensaries that didn't apply on time earlier this year were told they would need to adhere to the upcoming September 15th deadline and shut down, at the risk of losing their chance at final approval entirely if they don't. In all, 98 Michigan dispensaries will be issued orders to close their door by the end of this week. Another good one to read in full. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com and on our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Ease, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. With just over a week left on the calendar summer, you want to make sure to chisel in every last bit of seasonal fun into your week that you can. Don't waste a second of these last precious summer minutes fighting traffic to drive to your favorite local dispensary when Ease.com can help bring the dispensary right to your door. Ease only works with the top shops in their active areas, which fulfill and deliver all the orders you place through Ease.com, so you know you're in for a great customer experience every time. Whether you need good old-fashioned flower or high-end vaporizer cartridges, Ease has you covered. Or maybe you're in the market for some yummy edibles or soothing topicals. Again, Ease has all the choices you need. You can also find pet products, consumption accessories, concentrates, and pre-rolls. In fact, you'd be hard-pressed to find a legal way to consume marijuana that's not up on ease.com. Dive into their wide selection of properly tested, packaged, and labeled legal marijuana California products today by opening up ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E. That's ease.com. All right, time for the Blitz. Tulsa World is reporting that the Cherokee Nation, which is located within the bounds of the state of Oklahoma, has announced that the new Oklahoma law legalizing medical marijuana does not apply within its sovereign territory. Cherokee Nation Deputy Attorney General Chrissy Nemo told Tulsa World that medical cannabis remains illegal within its borders, saying the tribe did not want to jeopardize funding and other support it received from the federal government, which, as we all know, still considers marijuana to be illegal, medical or otherwise. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was recently asked what he would say to a U.S. customs agent if he were asked about his marijuana use while crossing into the United States. Prime Minister Trudeau, who has admitted to smoking cannabis in his younger days, says that he has never lied while crossing, but that other Canadians would need to think carefully about what they would say. I think it's pretty safe to assume that Trudeau has never been asked if he's used marijuana while visiting the U.S. because an affirmative answer there can be a cause for a lifetime ban, as we've reported on a number of times in the past. A group of Massachusetts legal marijuana cultivators say they are considering filing a lawsuit against the state's Cannabis Control Commission to compel it to take an active role in overseeing the so-called host community agreements signed between hopeful marijuana businesses and the cities and towns which must first give them their blessing to open. Those agreements statutorily limit towns to demanding no more than 3% of a legal marijuana company's revenues, but a review of existing host community agreements found that most went far and above both the percentage of revenues granted and the time limit for the deals, which are supposed to last no more than 5 years. The commission recently ruled that it does not have the power to review those agreements ahead of them being signed, which led the Massachusetts Grower Advocacy Council to announce yesterday that they are looking at filing a lawsuit to force the commission to police those agreements. Swing over to read this one as it's a fairly complex storyline. We have news out of Germany that the nation plans to issue its first medical marijuana cultivation license sometime in the first few months of next year. Germany is accepting applications from cultivation companies through October 22nd and expects that the first products will be harvested and ready for dispensing by 2020. New Cannabis Ventures has a good story up about New York-based Altitude Investment Management, which has deployed just under $24 million of investment into the legal marijuana industry from March of this year through August. Pop over for the full read on this one, which lays out some of the recipients of those investments, including BDS Analytics, Candescent, and FlowHub. Denver-based marijuana company MJardin is heading to Canada. The company says it's planning a reverse takeover of a Canadian company trading on the Canadian Securities Exchange in a move that will give it access to raise money on the public market. MJardin joins fellow U.S. marijuana companies MedMen and GTI in making the move into Canadian markets through reverse takeovers. And finally for today, we have a tale of marijuana dispensary heroism with a totally awesome Vice story about a trio of wannabe marijuana dispensary robbers who were turned away most decisively by one of two dispensary workers they sought to overpower in their planned caper. Thankfully for all of us, the action was caught on the shop's security camera, which shows an unnamed as of yet worker picking up a large bong and swinging it at the robbers as they attacked, driving them from the shop and saving the day. While it's generally not a good idea for one person to try to fight off three robbers, as someone who pretty much always fantasizes about how I'd save the day should bandits ever strike my location, I gotta give this guy props for just saying no to crime that day. Not today, robbers. Not today. You definitely want to open this one up to watch. Swiper, no swiping. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at MJTodayDaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the lesser strengths of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in, starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.